Hi, it's Leslie Meredith with Breakbulk Events and Media. We've just finished a comprehensive panel, a leadership panel with shippers and carriers. And I have with me in the studio Michael Moreland from AAL. Welcome.
Thank you, Leslie.
So nice to have you. So tell me, what perspective did you present on the panel this afternoon?
Well, so we talked about how carriers and EPC partners, clients work together. And we touched on a couple of different things. One of which was the IMO 2020 changeover and how we're all dealing with that. So we touched on that for a bit. We had carriers representing our view and the EPCs seeing things from their side.
Mm-hmm. So we are certainly we've talked about this issue for the last several years. And certainly I think the industry is expecting increased fuel prices, maybe increased rates. Is that what you think? Is that what it looks like is going to happen? And how has AAL prepared for the transition?
Absolutely. I mean, there will be increased costs. There is no doubt, and they will have to go on the total landed cost towards the customer. Absolutely. No carrier will be able to take that on. For us, as AAL, we've taken the approach that we are having to have partnerships discussions with our customers. There is a little bit of education needed to be done in some cases where we have clarifications with customers that they need to take on board what's happening. It's not maybe their day-to-day business, which is for us, but we have those discussions in good format with full transparency. We're not in the business to take advantage of the situation to increase our profitability. We're making sure we have a baseline understanding that is conjunction with the customer's expectation, because we know we're in a competitive market. We have to fight with other carriers for their business, which is fair enough. But then it's important that we have comparable rates, so apples to apples. So making sure we communicate that we'd like to have a baseline of the fuel that we can price upon, and then have a bunker adjustment clause around that to share the risk, because there will be fluctuations, and we cannot predict how the fuel will turn out in the price levels.
Right. There's still uncertainty around that, certainly. So tell us, I see so many incredible pictures on Instagram and other places with your gorgeous vessels carrying tremendous cargo. Tell us about, what trade routes look really good. What do you think holds promise for 2020?
So yes, you're right. They do look good, don't they?
Yes.
We are fortunate to have a nice fleet, and we are fortunate to have interesting cargo on board that also makes the picture spectacular. We're also fortunate to have a very good marketing team that is doing a hell of a job for putting it out there and telling the story of what we're doing. So yeah, that makes our work as a commercial team easier when everybody can see those beautiful pictures. Trade lanes, we've got traditionally our core strengths in and out of Asia, which is good for us, but right now, as you probably are well aware, there's a trade tension that is affecting our core markets, which means we have to be agile and show some flexibility in adapting to those changes. There's a significant drop-off in the trade, particularly between the States and China, which means there will be trade going on from elsewhere, because these two nations don't stop just because they're arguing a bit. They get on with their business. They shop from other sources. So we're trying to be observant and flexible and pay attention to where we can go next to supplement our business model. I think it's quite important to be aware of the geopolitical environment around us, and then go where our EPC friends make their shopping and shift their manufacturing to.
Absolutely. So outside of Asia, what regions look to be the most promising?
Well, we do see a little bit of a pickup, especially in Brazil. There's some big project coming online in Brazil in 2020-21, which is showing interest. Well, is interesting for us because of the the project nature of those are offshore projects for the most, which require a lot of steel works going subsea. So that's interesting. If you look at the Americas, Canada has been very quiet for a few years. LNG developments is ongoing up there, going through regulatory things and FID. LNG Canada will be happening, as we all know. Fluor, JGC, and Bolloré being the main players there as we speak, and we're trying to target those, make sure we have services that they find attractive, or we can carry portions of that. So that's something that's showing promise. And then some of the shift from China is shifting to the Middle East manufacturer locations. So our service that we've established between Asia going via the Middle East into Europe is becoming increasingly relevant. Add on to that the other nations around in Southeast Asia, your Vietnam, your Malaysia, Indonesia, which are becoming more relevant. So our Asian foothold is still important, but it may shift a little bit from what country the origins are. So we just have to be there and fill in the gaps where they come.
Absolutely. Well, you have a great attitude, and I think that's that agility that you're talking, that and being able to shift and tailor your business quickly to how markets are unfolding is fantastic. So I want to thank you for sharing this with us.
I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me have the opportunity to come by.